Hello everyone. So in this session I'm just going to explain you somewhat about views in Laravel. So in the future session I might be taking different sections of views and explain you a lot more into depth. Say for example um, templates in views, and as such blade files, how to run certain commands in blade files or run scripts in blade files in the future versions. Fine. So you can see over here in the project of Laravel has been opened and web.php is working on it. I'll be using two different methods of calling the views, that is by routing method, and the another one is by controller method. Over here I'm just typing a function that is a callback function and returning a view. Remember that returning a view has a specific name, that is right now over here I am just saying employee info, and employee info is nothing but my blade file or a view file, I can say. Fine. So where does this view actually is located? So it is located in the resource folder and view folder, and over here I am just typing employee info.blade.php. It is compulsory to give blade.php for creating a view right now in Laravel. So over here I'm just typing an title. I'm having HTML5 boilerplate, you can see it over here, and over here I'm just typing employee information. Fine, in goes here as in case of an h1 tag. Similarly I'm just going to create an h2 tag, and this h2 tag will be having some partial information, whatever we want to print over here, or whatever the description or detail or display whatever you want to display as an content. Fine. So I'm just going to open this thing in the browser using routing. Fine. So over here I'm just typing /emp. If I type /emp in the browser, it should actually execute this entire page. For that I'm just opening my commander, going into the project which I have created, firing up the command php artisan serve, and wait for it. The entire process is now in the deployment or development mode, not deployment but development mode. Fine. So in this context I'm just typing 8000 localhost :8000 to see if my project is working or not, and now the turning point is /emp. So you can now see my view has been called by the routing process itself. So over here I have explained how to work with Laravel using route. For example, I do not want welcome page to be called. Instead I want that my own page should be called. Fine. For that it's pretty much easier. For that I'm just typing / as a get method, that is the root process. Fine. I'm just going to press a refresh button, and it says it does not find /emp, but when I delete /emp you can see instead of welcome page my information is getting printed, that is employee information is getting printed. Now with this thing I'm just going to create a new controller to handle all these things using controller. So routing process is now over, but I want to create a controller and call this employee info using controller. So with this command php artisan make controller emp controller, the emp controller has been created. Now in this perfect moment of time I'm just going to create public function, and the function name, that is method name, is index. Fine. And over here you can have some business logic to be typed over here, or programming logic that you want to implement it, but at this juncture I'm just going to return a view that is nothing but employee info. Over here you can see that employee info is now being called using this method. Fine. That is the callback method, but rather than callback method I just want that it should be called using controller, that is emp controller. So rather than having I need to use this emp controller and tell Laravel that my emp controller lies in so and so code folder. So star is not going to work, but rather than I can say that you have to provide the full absolute path for it. Fine. So now over here emp controller class comma, I'm just typing index method to be called with a prefix named that I want to name this route as an emp.index. I will be using this thing in the coming session when I will be using CRUD operation or explaining the entire CRUD operation to you all people. Fine, and the output remains same. Fine. Okay, so this was the turning point that I wanted to show you to you all people, that you can use the function and also you can use the controller. Output remains the same. What if I want to type pass the name to this controller? That is I need to type slash into bracket name, and over here in the index method I will be capturing with $name with compact function to be called. That is, this function is nothing but PHP function and passing it the argument as a name. Fine. The name of the variable is important. Fine. Over here. So let's start and print it the name of the employee. So say for example in the view itself I am typing employee $name. Fine. I think you do remember that this is a view section. Fine. Okay, so this is $name, nothing else. Fine. Okay, so just a second, it does not find because I haven't entered any name on the browser side. So whenever I type the name as in the browser side, it actually displays it. Fine. So what if I don't want to provide any of the name to the entire section? It's pretty much easier. I just need to put a question mark and also I have to give some default value to the entire address section. So in this section I am just typing no name selected. Fine, that is my default value. So in this context over here you can see that Neeraj Vartanani has been displayed using employee using the address bar that has been shown on the screen itself. Fine. So now if the no name are selected or if no name is passed through address bar, it displays the default value which has been shown in the browser itself. What if I want to pass an static value, that is an array, that is all the informations in the array are to be displayed in the view itself. Fine. Say for example if you have only one array, that is one employee. For one employee I have a name, salary, experience and all such information. So I'm just typing it up using simple PHP's concept, that is salary is of 25,000 and experience is of around 10 years. Fine. So I'm just typing it up over here so as to display for you all people and say that we can have all such type of conversations wherein integer, float, text value and character values are being displayed. That is description. I can say he is a computer programmer. Fine. Let's type it in a good manner. Let's give the honor of computer C and programmer P to be there. Fine. Anyways, I'm just typing it up over here, then passing this emp value to the view. Fine. So I do not need the name section right now over here, and I also do not need any other name section over here too. Fine, because it is a static value, after which we will be converting entire this array fetching from the database itself. Fine. So okay, so over here you can see that emp value is been now displayed over here, and I'm just typing emp of array and under which I'm typing name. Similarly, I'm just going for different values, say for example salary, experience and description to be there. Fine. Okay, so let's type it out with this thing. I hope so everything goes fine. Let's see. Let me take multiple cursors, typing up h2 and employee, the common stuff over here, and with this thing I'm just going to type, let's see. Okay, so all the common things which I wanted are now displayed over here and typed it. Fine. And with this I'm just going to type employee salary, experience and description. Remember that the spelling and the characters are sensitive. Fine. So do not make any mistakes. You can copy paste rather than making a mistake and following the entire errors in this way. Fine. So let's do this thing to be working fine. Okay, let's see if it works fine or not and everything is displayed in the correct manner or not. Fine. Okay, so let's start it up. Okay, rather than H2 section, let's go with P section, that is paragraph section, so as to display it some in a different manner than the previous way. Okay, so everything is now displayed and working fine. Okay, so over here you can see that I have displayed each and everything, but in this context I also want some of the CSS to be applied. So let's go with the Bulma. Fine, I want to learn this thing in a context of this way. So let's go to Bulma. I'm just going to start and also taking up the CDN value of HTML and pasting it into my head section over here, and yes, Bulma is now integrated. In Bootstrap the problem is that we need to also integrate with JavaScript and lots of things, but in Bulma only CSS. You can see Bulma's style has been now achieved and is working fine. Yes, one more thing, CDN library do need computer to be connected with the internet. I'm just going for container just like a Bootstrap and just pasting it up over here. So the entire thing should be shifted. Fine, it's good. And now with this thing, let me go with layout section, and in the under the layout section I'm just going with one more stuff, and that is hero. Fine, which is quite much good to display as in some format. Fine, let's pick one good hero, that is link hero. Okay, so you can see the entire code is been given over here. Oops, I need to copy. Okay, the copy button is given. There is some problem with this plugins. Fine, anyways, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to type copy paste the entire sections. Fine, the section is being given by the Bulma section, Bulma itself, and just pasting it up according to my requirement over here. And with this thing, I do not need the subtitle. Yes, I do remember. I'll be deleting all these unwanted paragraph settings and header sections if I do not need it. Let's save it up, and let me put a break line over here also, which will give me a considerably a good reason to display the entire stuff. Fine. Okay, so let's save it out and refresh the entire page. Yes, voila, it's done. Okay, so with this thing you can now learn Bulma also with this section. So I need to compact this size with is small, which has been given in its website itself. You can see it out. So I'm just going to refresh it, and yes, now it's done too. So entire thing is now working, and all the lots of things that we have worked through till this journey is now completed. Fine, so this was just a simple part of journey that I wanted to complete with you all people to show that how this thing actually works. Fine, thank you all, thank you for working. This wallpaper is been taken by Pixabay. Do like, share and subscribe my channel. Fine, and yes, do comment it in the section below. Thank you, bye bye.